down in Miami. What was that all about? Here's a video of Tyreek Hill after the game yesterday, chit-chatting about his future for both himself and his career.
I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, if that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro.
Oh,
you know, so it was great playing here, but you know, at the end of the day, bro,
open
I
the
gotta
door.
do what's best for for my career and what's best, because I'm too much of a competitor to be. Just out there.
Does that mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is,
Hey, all right, you got it. Hey, he's like Kramer from Seinfeld. He opened the door and he was out of it at the same time. He bang, bang, boom. He's out of here, in the same statement. What are you hearing down there? It's pretty crazy Miami Dolphin talk. As I spent 4.5 hours on a tube with a Miami Dolphins fan this morning.
Well, I'll just say that the year started with Tyreek Hill news and it's ending with Tyreek Hill news because that's a wild post-game commentary to offer at the end of the season. Like, he can say whatever he wants, but it feels like this has been building and going on for quite some time. It just feels like he's hinted at this and wanting to be traded, and there's been whispers about wanting to be traded. And I also think we've got a situation where, yesterday he was hurt and didn't play. Like, there's more to this, and clearly there are enough issues there yesterday that tell you that I think their future together is murky, and we'll see how each side decides to handle it going forward.
They were lurking. Now it's murky with Tyreek Hill. What is happening with Tua Tagovailoa? Saw him yesterday. I don't want to say checked out, but seemingly just kind of not as involved as he was the week before on the sideline. That week before on the sideline kind of came out of nowhere. Is he okay? What's his future look like?
Well, he's got a hip injury, and it's the same hip that had surgery in college. It's not the same injury, but it is the same hip. And I think it's a case where if they had gone to the playoffs, he could have pushed to play. But look, you could see early on yesterday, Denver was winning big. The Dolphins weren't. And it was a case where Miami, as soon as the game started, didn't have a realistic chance to get to the postseason. So, Tua's got to get that hip well and right. And obviously it's troublesome that it is the same hip, but he'll have time now to rest it up and get it ready for the 2025 season.
Okay, so there's zero. This is good. His hip's going to be completely fine going forward. We're going to be good. Tua's back 100% next year.
That's the understanding. Yes, but let's see what happens during the offseason. Yes.
It's good news, Gump. It's good news. Gump. That's good news for the Fin fam. Speaking of the Fin fam, D-Butch, Tyreek Hill might be gone, but Tua's back. That's good news. Missed the playoffs, maybe next year.
Great news. I obviously don't love it. Obviously, Tua, you want him to be able to be healthy, but it's a violent game. He did seem a little checked out over there on the sideline with the shades on.
Cool shades.
That was a little surprising to see him.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, to see him shades, sunglasses, specs, whatever you want to call him. Didn't love that. Then Tyreek, he just got a new deal at the beginning of this year, and then like Shefty said, now you left Kansas City back-to-back Super Bowl champs, going for number 3. Maybe he's missing that. Wouldn't mind seeing him with the Chargers or the Ravens next year, but
we don't want to overreact. But let's hear what the people had to say. Became number 1 trend, I believe, in the United States of America.
Yeah. Okay.
Passing Balky and many other situations brewing around the world. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but it's never been more Jover for the Finns. 25 years without a playoff win, man, and now Tyreek Hill wants at a ton. Stephen Ross not even thinking about moving on from Chris Greer is certainly something. Unfortunately, this is part of being a sports fan, and I'll convince myself that next year is the year we break the streak. Hashtag Go Fins. That is a sports fan life, isn't it?
Yeah, it was nice that they had that thing on deck, so there was never a thought to move on from Chris Greer at all. He's done a great job. No division titles, no playoff wins, but let's run it back one more time, huh, Chris?
How many playoff wins has he had?
0.
How many years has he been there?
10. As the GM.
Kind of like that.
In Indianapolis, yeah.